All right, so welcome. My name is Lindsay Bloom, and I am teaching this class tonight through our studio here in Juneau Rainforest Yoga. And it's so nice to be with you all and be with all of you who maybe end up taking the replay. It's kind of it's been an intense weather day here in Juneau. We've had like the rain and the sun coming in and out at the same time. So yeah, go ahead and come into a cross-legged position. And I really like to encourage people to sit up on a block or a blanket to start, just so we're not forcing the hip joints or inner groin muscles or anything open to start. Thank you, Lily. Turn my stuff off. Hold on, we have a student calling. Make sure they know how to sign in. Okay. Okay, so starting sitting cross-legged. Go ahead and close your eyes. And keep your eyes closed for the next few minutes so that you can really take in the words as I set the intention for the practice with your breath and with your heart. So dropping into your body and feeling your breath. Feeling the sensations in your body. Sit up tall. And set your own intention right now for how you want to receive the theme for the practice so that you can listen and open wholeheartedly. Feel for just opening yourself up to receive what the practice will bring, will reveal. And with that, with exhale, sort of letting go of whatever sort of checklist of expectations you came to your mat with tonight. Opening yourself up just to receive. Feel your weight rock back over your pelvis. The tailbone is reaching down towards the ground. And then feel your rib cage come back over your tailbone. And then the base of your skull bones coming back also over your ribs. Using this time right now, and you've set this up with the way that you're feeling inside and with the way that you're breathing. Using this time right now to really create the sacred out of the ordinary. So that this practice is, it's deeper than just like exercise for the sake of, I don't know, releasing endorphins or building calories or burning calories. Like, we'll get that, right? But taking it so much deeper so that this practice and our breath and our time together tonight is really a way of sort of speaking and embodying our prayers, putting them out there in the world and community. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your breath deep. The theme tonight is to stay present with what you feel. So the opposite of being in feeling is thinking. So when you notice, and I'll remind you kind of relentlessly to observe your mind, and when you notice that you've flipped back into thinking, how long is she going to make me hold this? You know, what do I need to get at the store? What do I want to order on Amazon? What news headlines am I missing? Whatever, you just notice that chatter, 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 and then come back to your breath and come back to being in feeling. Last week at the end of the class, I read you that quote from Glennon Doyle. We were talking about the word eco, meaning the home in our body, and the internal ecosystem, the internal management of our home. And we talked about what if what is inside of us is even more real than what's outside, right? So just like you've been going to your news sources and media sources, etc., for sort of news and information about what's happening in your world, make your intent tonight to go inside for that information, to go into feeling and sensing rather than thinking and analyzing. Yeah. Feeling for your connection right now, before we open our eyes, just stay present here and feeling for the land that you're on. So we've got people from actually all different places of the country right now. So I want you to rock your weight back again, feel the ground under you, and with your breath and with your open heart, honor and acknowledge the first people whose lands you're on. And then gently open your eyes. So if you are sitting up on a block or a blanket and you're feeling open enough, come on down. Somebody is needing me to text them the Zoom code. So stand by here. While I do that, keep your breath going. Surrendering to the imperfection of the home yoga practice here, the imperfection of our technology. You okay with this? All right, grab your strap, come back to your breath, come back to your breath. And actually set your strap down for this first part here. We're gonna start with opening and mobilizing in the neck, and then we'll work our way down. You'll feel how we get into the full body. So to work on the neck here, go ahead and reach the right hand straight out from your right shoulder and bring your left hand to the other shoulder. So you're reaching out with your right elbow, you're reaching out, with your left elbow and your right hand. And then from here, you're going to take your chin towards the left shoulder as far as you can go. Take an inhale here, ballooning your breath up into where you're feeling the stretch in the shoulder and the neck. And then on exhale, switch sides. So other hand comes to other shoulder, the other arm reaches away from you. You're looking as far over the right shoulder as you can. Reach left fingertips away. And then inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. stay here. Bring the right finger, make sure I'm saying this right. No, bring your left fingertips down to the floor. This is my new online yoga teacher problem. I came into class today and I said, I'm going to mirror them. So when I say right, I'm doing my left, this is not working for me. So let's just do right and left. Bring your left fingertips down, right fingertips reach away from the right shoulder so you're coming into neck release. And in neck release pose, roll your chest back open towards the ceiling. And then I want you to go ahead and roll through the range of motion, of movement that you have in your shoulder joints. You're gonna roll your palms skyward and then roll in the opposite direction. So inward rotation, external rotation. A few more times like that. Drag the left shoulder blade down your back as you roll through the right shoulder joint. Check back in with your breathing. It may have stopped. The next time you roll into external rotation, go ahead and walk your left fingertips even farther out and come on into side bend. In side bend, roll your chest and your heart towards the ceiling, and then exhale, wrap the right shoulder blade towards your armpit and reach the fingers, the top fingers away from shoulder. Inhale, spread your ribs on the right side. So feeling for using this stretch and opening to stretch the intercostal muscles between each and every rib bone. Relax the neck so the left ear falls towards the left shoulder. And then roll the heart back up towards the sky. To come out of the pose, reach the right fingertips down towards the right hip. Coming back into a neck release, and then you'll use the top arm to lift your torso. Bring your hand to the side of your face and gently lift the head and neck back to center. Left hand comes to shoulder. Right hand reaches away from right shoulder. Turn the chin towards the left. And then following your breath, coming back into the rhythm of side to side with this. Make sure your chin is coming as far over the shoulder each time as you can get it. Find the rhythm in your breath. So next time you bring the right hand to the right shoulder, go ahead and bring that hand down to the ground, coming over into neck release. And then once you're in neck release, roll the chest and the sternum back up towards the sky. Feel how that opens the front of your shoulders and neck even more. And then start to roll through whatever internal and external rotation range you've got in that second shoulder. It might be different. Really active through both of your hands. And as you roll through internal and external rotation here, feel how that changes the flavor of the stretch in your neck. And congratulate yourself right now for being and feeling in this moment and having sort of mastered this rather advanced yoga move of being and feeling and out of thinking mode. From here, coming into side bend, so reach the top arm over. On your next inhale, roll your sternum up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, let the right ear fall over to the right shoulder. Next inhale, reach the top arm, and then exhale, wrap your top shoulder blade towards the armpit and feel how that opens up the higher through muscles between the ribs a bit more. You want to feel for sending your left thigh bone away from your left hip here as the left arm reaches away. So you're getting as much spaciousness and distance as you can between the left hip and the left fingertips. Drag the right shoulder blade down the back so your head can really let go and keep rolling the chest open. To come out of the pose, you'll sweep the top arm down back into neck release. Use the top arm to pull your torso back up to center. Hand comes to the side of your head, and then lift your head and neck back up to center. Take a breath here and feel the difference in the two sides of your neck. So, medicine people talk about these tight scalene and trapezius muscles as being the passageway between your brain and the rest of your body. And when we get stressed out and all bunched up in tense in the muscles around the shoulders and the neck, our ability to feel into the rest of our body and to gather information and wisdom from the rest of our bodily intelligence is impaired. So just notice how good it feels to be more open, long, and lengthened in the neck now. Okay, now grab onto your strap. Hold your strap out in front of you. With the arms, it's going to be different on everyone's arms depending on your shoulder mobility. So the first move we're going to do here is shoulder flossing. We're just going to pick up the strap, roll it back behind you. You may have to slide your hands farther apart to do that. And just kind of feeling for rolling through the shoulder joints here. Hold your strap straight overhead. And then this is kind of like you were doing I don't know what they call this move in weightlifting. Like if you were doing weights, what that move is, but that one. Reach it back overhead. So pull the strap down. Shoulder blades press together, elbows reach down. One more time like that. Shoulder blades press together, elbows down. And then reach your arms back to straight. Check back in with your breath. Make sure you're still breathing. From here, we're going to inhale, lengthen, sit up tall, and then exhale, twist your sternum, your strap, everything towards the right knee. Inhale back to center. Hands are kind of pulling apart on the strap. Exhale, low belly pulls in, twist towards the right. Inhale back to center. And then this time, exhale, pull belly in, lift and lengthen, twist, and then hold. Bend the right elbow here so that the right hand comes down to the ground. The left arm stays on the strap and pulls the front of the left armpit open. Inhale, come back up. Arms overhead. Oh, my strap got funky. Exhale, pull belly in, twist towards your left knee. Sternum over the left, towards the left knee. Inhale, come back to center. Keep lifting as you inhale, and then keep lifting the spine as you exhale, pulling the low belly in, so recruiting your obliques in this move. One more time. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, pull belly in, hold, and stay in the twist. Left hand comes to the ground behind you, pulling the right arm back and up, pulling the front of the right shoulder open. Check in with your breath here. Huge inhale, next breath ballooning up into the front body, the chest, the sternum, the belly. And then come on, back up. From here, bring the arms back out in front of you again with your strap. Knuckles are gonna be facing forward. Feel your pelvis rock back. Feel the pelvis really lock down on the floor here, and then arms come out in front of you. Bending the right elbow, reaching the right elbow back. Pull the strap back for bow pulling. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bending left elbow, pulling the left elbow back. Left shoulder blade is pressing in to the midline of your back. And come back. And just keep going with that rhythm of pulling your bowstring back, reaching your other arm forward. So we're moving down from the neck and shoulders into the thoracic middle part of your spine here. Check in with your brain. Go ahead and release the bow pulling and check in with your brain. And just bring yourself back into feeling instead of thinking. And find your way to hands and knees. You'll want to keep your strap nearby. From hands and knees, shoulder scapulations. You'll need to practice your auditory listening skills here because it's hard to crank your neck and you can't really see my shoulder blades anyways. So here we go. Let your head and neck be relaxed. Drag your shoulder blades down the back of your ribs as far down as they'll go. From here, inhale, spread the shoulder blades as far apart towards the front of the ribs as they'll go. Hold your breath, slide the shoulder blades straight up to the back of your neck, and then exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together at the base of your skull, the top of the neck. Drag the shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, spread your shoulder blades apart from each other. Same inhale, drag the shoulder blades up to the upper back and then squeeze at the base of your neck. Keep exhaling here, drag the shoulder blades down. Inhale, spread your shoulder blades wide. Drag them back up. And then exhale, squeeze, keep them high, squeeze them together. And then drag your shoulder blades back to neutral. From here, grab your strap. Oh, not yet, we got one more little flow here. Okay, so from here, ground down strongly into your right palm. This is like a thread the needle move, but it's a flow, so we don't actually lay down. So you'll inhale, come on and do this with me, reach left fingertips skyward, and then on exhale, thread that hand underneath the right armpit, so it's like this, but it doesn't actually reach down. And then inhale, reach up, exhale, slide under. So it takes a lot of abdominal engagement and obliques here, following the flow of your own breath. Reach up. Let this be the last one, sliding as far under, so you're reaching as far under as you can, and then set the hand back down. So feeling what each of these patterns of movement is doing for your spine, for your body, for your breath. Second side, inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread under. Inhale, reach up. So your arm that's on the ground here stays straight the whole time, using your oblique muscles to bring you into thoracic twist. Inhale, filling up as you reach skyward, and then exhale, pulling belly in. as you reach under and twist. And then when you feel like you're even on both sides, go ahead and set your hand down. So have a quick look up here so I can show you this next move so you won't have to crank your neck to look at me. And I say that with the caveat that it doesn't matter what you look like. It might look really different than mine because our shoulder mobility might be really different. So I've got my strap and I'm reaching my strap forward overhead. Initially, I'll just come into a boat pose, which is here. From here, one knee will bend. My torso is going to lift into boat. Make sure I do this correctly. Yeah. And then I'm going to reach my strap back behind to come out of this, come back into boat, both legs, and you're ready for the second side. Okay? So come on down onto your belly. Have your strap out in front of you. You'll need to just sort of play with the distance that your hands are going to be apart, depending on how open your shoulders may or may not be. Lay down. Press the tops of your feet down. Press your pubic bone down. On the next inhale, keep pressing feet and pubic bone down as you reach the strap forward and up for boat pose. Find your breath again. Notice where your mind has gone and bring it back into the sensation that you're feeling in your body. What do you feel? Press the tops of the feet down, pubic bone down, and go ahead and set the strap down. You can lay down, release your pubic bone, and just rock your hips side to side. All right, second phase here. So from laying down, bend your right knee into like half frog. The left leg stays straight. From here, plug your pubic bone down, plug the feet into the earth. Inhale, lift up through the strap. Right arm comes to the ground, left arm reaches back, and your head and your neck can follow. The pubic bone is going to come off the floor. Press the top of the right foot and the left knee into the floor as you reach back with your strap. Find your breath here. And then on an inhale, straighten the leg. Lay yourself back down onto your belly. Release everything and just rock the hips back and forth. And then go ahead and bend the right knee into half frog. Press the top of your left foot and the right knee into the floor. Pubic bone reaches towards the floor. Inhale, reach your strap out in front of you and up off the ground. Rolling into a back bend and a twist. Bring the left hand down. Right arm falls back behind you and your head can follow. Press the right knee, right foot really strongly into the ground. Left top of the left foot presses into the ground. And then find your breath again here and feel for ballooning your breath into your heart. Your intention here is to be in feeling, to stay in your body, to feel and be able to handle your sensations. Gently unwind from there, straighten the legs, forehead comes to the ground again, and then rock the hips back and forth. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press back to hands and knees. So this next move is coming into play for my runners and backcountry skiers and maybe even bikers. It's called calf smashing. So from here, bring the front of the right shin into the back of your left calf and then sit back on it. Bringing as much weight back as you can, and then you're going to rock side to side so that your shin bone is scrolling and cross-fibering the muscle of your calf. It's really intense sensation, right? So this is the place where you get to practice like staying with it. Staying in your body, staying with what you're feeling, even when it gets pretty tough or challenging. So then you're gonna slide your calf your shin another couple inches down the back of your calf, sit back on it, and then rock back and forth. Bringing some rhythm into your rocking back and forth, because the rhythmic movement helps to calm and downregulate your nervous system, as does deep breathing, as does staying in the present moment. Bring the shin another couple inches down the back of the calf and then sit back on it. So you're at the sort of insertion of the Achilles tendon at this point, rocking back and forth. So fear, they say, is stories that we tell ourselves about what we think might happen in the future. When we can be really grounded in the present, we can't really dwell in fear because you're just here in this moment rather than making up stories about the future. Go ahead and switch sides. Bring the left shin to the back of the right knee and then sit back on it. And as you come into the intensity of sensation, rocking back and forth, cross-fibering the muscle of the back of the calf, using your tools for down regulation. Staying present with what you're feeling is tool number one. Breathing, deep and steady breath is tool number two. Keep bringing the leg another 2 inches down the back of the calf, sit back on it. And then the third tool that you can recruit to sustain you, right, is the rhythmic movement of your hips moving side to side, rocking yourself back and forth just like you might rock a baby. And then finally bring the shin to the insertion of the Achilles tendon, a little bit further down the leg, and rocking back and forth. And then come on out of that. Setting up for abdominals. So just have your block or your rolled up towel, whatever, a pillow even, nearby for abs with the mat. But the first set of abdominals we're doing is elbow to knee. Lay back, bend your knees, feet are on the floor. Clasp your hands behind your head and your neck, so you're interlacing your fingers. And then bring your feet off the floor. Feet are just below the knees. And the knees stay right over the hips. So the tendency for these is that your knees are going to want to come closer to your face, which kind of cheats you from the benefit of getting to engage the lower abdominal muscles. If your low back is injured or tweaky, you could do this with the feet on the ground. Inhale and lift your head, neck, and shoulder blades up off the floor. Press your low back down, curl tailbone up, and then on exhale, reach both elbows towards your left thigh. The right leg reaches straight, pull low belly down. Spread through your feet, through your toes. Inhale, come back to center. Fill your belly, your low back with your breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum down. Hold your breath, curl tailbone, and then exhale, shoulder blades lift, both elbows reach towards the right thigh. Left leg straight, pull the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Feed your breath into your belly. Feel the belly muscles turning on. Hold your breath, rock the sacrum down, curl tailbone up, exhale both elbows towards the left thigh, reach through your right leg, pull low belly down. Inhale, feed breath back to your low belly and your back. Press your back into the floor, curl tailbone up, and then exhale, elbows towards the right thigh. Feel the right shoulder blade come up off the floor and pull low belly down. Stay with me here. So your mind has the option of making up fear stories right now about how many more of these I'll make you do, or you can just be in this present moment with what you're feeling. Inhale, feed your breath into your belly to support the work of the abdominal muscles. Press your low back down, curl tailbone up. Exhale, reach both elbows towards the left thigh. Right leg reaches, pull low belly down, curl tailbone one more time. Inhale, come back to center. Stay with me. Fill your belly and your back with breath. Hold the breath, curl tailbone up, spread through the toes, and then exhale, elbows towards the right thigh, reach through your left leg and pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Gently set your head and chest down, set the feet down. Bring your hands onto your belly and just take a breath up underneath your hands, feeling inside your body, inside your tissues for what did elbow to knee just turn on? What did that do for you? So you literally feel your breath press up into your hands here. Moving on to gate opener. So take your block or your rolled up mat and place it down onto your pubic bone. So you're actually making contact with your pubic bone, legs straight. Again, if your hamstrings are injured or your low back is injured, you could do this with knees bent. Everyone else, legs straight. Switch the clasp of your hands, so you're probably clasping now in your non-habitual way, and bring your hands behind your head and your neck. Inhale and press your back into the floor. Fill your entire back body with your breath. Exhale, squeeze the block, curl tailbone up, and then reach elbows skyward, pull low belly down. Spread through the toes, take a look up at your toes, and make sure you can see daylight through the toes. From here, bring the right hand onto your block or roll. Inhale, straddle the legs open. Exhale, reach the thighs away from your hips as you curl and press your hand into the block, curl the pubic bone up into the block, and pull low belly down. Inhale, unstraddle your legs, lay the head and chest down. Go ahead and take an exhale. Inhale, fill your belly and your back with breath. Be awash with your fresh breath. Hold the breath, press your low back down, curl tailbone up, squeeze onto the block, and then exhale, reach elbows skyward, pull low belly down, curl tailbone one more time. From here, left hand comes to the block. Inhale, straddle your legs open, and then exhale, curl pubic bone up into the block as you press your hand down. Pull low belly down, send thighs away. Inhale, unstraddle. Set the head and chest down. Exhale. Inhale, feed your breath into your belly, into your low back, and press your low back down. Hold your breath, curl tailbone, squeeze onto the block, and exhale, reach elbows skyward. Pull low belly down. Keep squeezing onto that block. Right hand comes onto the block. Inhale, straddle your legs open, and then exhale, press the pubic bone up into the block, hand down into the block, and pull your low belly down. Inhale, unstraddle, set the head and the chest down. Exhale. Stay with me here. Inhale and feel your breath travel in through your nose and filling you up all the way down through your core. Press the low back down, curl tailbone, squeeze the roll. Keep squeezing onto that roll as you exhale, reach elbows skyward. Look up at the toes, make sure you can spread and see daylight. Inhale, left hand to the block, straddle the legs open. Exhale, send your thighs away from your hips as you curl your pubic bone into the block and press the left hand down. And then pull your low belly down. Inhale back to center, unstraddle, set the head and chest down, set your feet down. Hands come onto your belly again. And take a breath up underneath your hands. Feel your breath expand underneath your palms so that you can tell it's expanding in the tissues and muscles of your low belly. Notice the quality of sensation that you have. Notice that you are so anchored right now in feeling, and that your brain is getting this exquisite sort of rest and restoration and break from thinking. Go ahead and remove the block. Roll yourself over to your left side and press yourself back up to sitting. Come onto forearms and knees for dolphin. So different options for dolphin pose. If you're a beginner or feeling tired tonight in the shoulders, you can go ahead and clasp hands. Otherwise, bring the forearms straight out from the elbows, palms onto the floor. Relax your head and your neck. Inhale, coming back to the scapula isolation work that we were doing in the beginning. So inhale and feel for spreading the shoulder blades, the scapula, apart from each other. And exhale, wrap those shoulder blades towards your armpits so that the upper arm bones are isometrically squeezing in towards each other. In this movement, you can feel your upper back and your chest muscles turn on. Be in feeling with the strength and energy of the upper back. You could stay right here. If you have farther to go, press down super strongly into your forearms, wrap shoulder blades, tuck the toes, and then straighten your legs. Sending the heels towards the ground. Find your breath again here. We are just as able to breathe a smooth and steady breath upside down as we are right side up. You can stay right where you are. If you have farther to go, walk the left leg into the midline, reach the right leg out behind you, and then send the right leg skyward. Strong wrap of the shoulder blades in your upper back. With your next inhale, feel your breath fill in the upper back to support the work of the shoulders and the arms. Strong line of energy through your back legs. Spread through your toes. Feel the strength in your upper body. And then go ahead and switch legs. The right foot comes down to the midline. Make sure that you reach that left leg back and then send it up. So getting the spine tractioned through the strength of the leg. Find your breath again. Honing your skill at being able to steady your breath through life's intense experiences. Notice if your mind is starting to throw a fit. Just reel that back in. You just tell her, I got this. We got this with the breath, the feeling. Just take a step back. Go ahead and bring that leg down. Set the knees down. You'll want to pad your knees for this next move. So yeah, so you can just roll your mat like in half to have some padding for your knees. And then we'll be using our strap. Step your left foot forward for lunge. Have the right knee down. So I'm gonna scoot my mat back a little bit so my head's not cut off. So right knee down, left foot forward for lunge. Find your glutes on the right side with your right fingertips, and then feel for activating the glute muscles underneath your right fingers, pressing the right hip forward so that the right hip flexor and psoas get a really honest stretch here. And then if your right glute is sleepy, like mine, you're gonna have to keep reminding those muscles to hug in around the pelvic bones so that you can maximize the stretch in the front of the knee. Bring your strap out in front of you. And then go ahead and bring your strap back behind you, just flossing again through the shoulders here. Keeping the rhythm of your breath flowing as your movement flows. And then reach the strap overhead. Pull the low belly up and away from pubic bone here. Engage your glutes without bringing the hands down if possible. This doesn't work for you, bring your hands down, but if you can do it without it, you'll bring your left knee back, step the right foot forward for lunge. Go ahead and just set your strap across the right thigh. Use the left fingertips to find your left glutes, and then ensure that they turn on, which feels like a hardening of the muscle under your fingertips, and you can feel the glutes hugging around the pelvis as you stretch the front of the left hip flexor open, hopefully undoing or counterbalancing a lot of the hours of sitting that may or may not have happened in your day. From here, go ahead and floss the shoulders back and forth a few times. This time, feel for knitting the front of your rib cage together. And as you floss, refrain from thrusting the rib cage back and forth so that this movement really isolates to the shoulder joints. One more time back. And then one more time, bringing it forward. Overhead. Strap overhead, step the right knee back. Then go ahead and set the strap down. You'll unroll your mat. The next pose is flash prep. Bring the left forearm down onto your mat so that your elbow is directly underneath the left shoulder. From here, take your right fingertips and find your lowermost rib bones with your right fingertips, and that's where you'll set the right arm down. Right elbow is bent and hugging in towards the midline of your body. Feel both shoulder blades pull apart from each other and wrap towards the armpits. And then take a look at your right elbow. The tendency is it's going to want to wing out to the side. So bring that right elbow back in and keep it in. If you're at your edge here, in terms of bearing weight in your shoulders, stay here. If you've got farther to go, tuck your toes and press back, straightening your legs. Hug the right elbow back in towards the midline, and then check in with your breath. Are you feeding your muscles with breath support? Or are you just holding and depriving them of oxygen?
Wait. Hi.
Hi. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, we're gonna come down from that side by just gently setting your knees down. And then you'll switch sides. Bring the right forearm down, elbow underneath shoulders. Reach back with your left fingertips and find the low ribs on your left side, and then you'll set the heel of your left hand down right there. Bend your left elbow and then hug the left elbow in towards the midline. Exhale and let your head and neck go. So you can like shake your head out to really make sure the neck lets go. And with your neck released, on your next inhale, breathe up into your upper back, the back of your heart. It's those muscles that will be working for you in this pose with your head relaxed. So feed them with your breath support, and you can either stay here or tuck toes, press your forearm and palm super strongly into the earth as you straighten your legs, hug the left elbow in. Flash prep on your second side. So just notice where your mind has gone in this challenging pose and bring it back to the present moment by just feeling the sensation in the upper back, the back of the heart, the shoulders, and following your own breath as it rhythmically soothes through your body. Release your knees. Fold your mat to pad your knees for a second round of lunges. And then bring the knees onto your padding. Step the left foot forward. The low belly lifts away from pubic bone here to support your low back. And the glutes, especially on the right side, hug in so that you can get maximum opening on the front of the right thigh. From here, tuck your back toes and pick your right knee just a couple of inches off the floor, not a lot. Re-engage the right glutes. Reach up with your hands and use your left hand to grab your right wrist. So we're coming into side bend here. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, bending over towards the left side. Engage your glutes very strongly. Pull low belly up. Find your breath again. Roll the chest open. Training yourself, practicing your skill of feeling and breathing, even when you get into tight spots or challenging situations. Practice your tools here. One more huge inhale, getting even longer on the right side of your ribs, and then exhale, hands come together up in front of the sternum, step the right knee down. Without using the hands, bring the left knee back and step the right leg forward. From here, tuck the back toes on the second side and hover your knee just slightly off the floor. Re-engage your glutes, pull low belly up. Reach your arms skyward, grab the left wrist with the right hand. Inhale, pull the wrist up, and then exhale, arching your torso over to the right. Rebend the back knee so you don't cheat yourself of any of the sensation or work or energy that you get to build in this pose. And then breathing here so that you can engage with this pose in a way that is feeding your body with energy rather than just sucking it down and depleting yourself of energy. One more huge inhale, breathe up into the front of your heart, and then exhale, hands come together in front of your sternum, set the knee down, and bring your other knee back down. Okay, the next pose is called flashing arrow. Have a look, and you can stick with dolphin, flash prep, or you can play with flashing arrow. For flashing arrow, you need a block. You just watch me, and then we'll come into it together. So you'll have forearm down, And then the other palm is on the ground, elbow hugging in. Step your foot onto your block so that your shin comes onto the back of the leg. You might stay there. If you have farther to go, the other leg lifts. Okay, so your options are to come back into dolphin, to come into flash prep. Everybody doing okay? I'm like missing chats. Hope you're okay. Or to set up for flashing arrow. So let's do flashing arrow with the left foot on the block to start out with. Right forearm comes to the ground, right elbow underneath your shoulder. The left hand comes right in front of the block. And then the left foot is going to step up onto your left hand. This might be as far as you go. Feeling here for inhale, spreading your upper back. Exhale, wrapping your shoulder blades towards your armpits. Bearing weight on both arms. If you have farther to go, tuck the right toes, straighten the right leg. If you have farther to go from here, right leg floats up towards the sky. Wrap the shoulder blades strongly and find your breath. You come out of the pose, bring the right leg down, and then you just have to come on up out to switch sides. Second side. Remember, dolphin is an option, or flash prep is an option. Everyone else, left forearm down, underneath left shoulder. Right palm to the ground. The right shin coming into like crow pose on the back of the right arm. You might stay right here. Wrap your shoulder blades towards each other and find your breath. If you have farther to go, back toes tuck under, straighten left leg. This may be your edge. Stay here, wrap shoulder blades, feed breath into your upper back and chest, the front, the back, the entire radius of your heart. If you've got farther to go, floating the left leg up. Find your breath. And then on an exhale, you can release that leg down and come back to your knees. All right. This is a good moment to grab a drink of water before we go into standing poses. I'm going to move my mat back away from the screen so that I don't chop off my head again. Everybody doing okay? And do you have any questions? All right. Bring your strap with you and then come to your mat for horse stance. So toes are in line with your knees, pointing out, and the knees come deeply bent. Okay, strap, again, comes out in front of you. The tendency here, you'll just have to keep checking yourself, is that your legs will start to straighten and get kind of lazy about being in horse stance. So you'll want to make sure to keep bringing yourself down. Inhale, reach the strap overhead. And then exhale, bend the right elbow. Well, actually, sorry. Keep the right elbow straight, bend the left elbow, and reach the right hand down and back. And then inhale, come back up, reaching tailbone towards the ground. Same thing, other side. So you're gonna reach left hand back behind you and down, right elbow bends. You do that a few more times. Following the rhythm of your breath and your movement. From here, reach the left arm, the left hand with the strap in it down and behind you. And then bring the right hand, you're gonna feel the strap wrapping around your neck and your head. The right hand pulls the strap around your neck and your head, and then reach the right hand skyward and lay your head back on your strap. Come back down into your horse stance. 3 breaths here. Stay in horse. Inhale, come on out from that side, and you'll switch sides. So the right arm down and back, left arm comes behind, so it's bringing the strap behind the head and the neck for a pillow. Lay your head back into the strap. Roll your chest and sternum skyward and find your breath. Notice if your breath is shaky here. Inhale, come on up. Set the strap down, stay in horse. Hands come to your thighs for twisting horse. You're just gonna go ahead and bring the right shoulder down, tractioning right thigh away from right hip, and then switch sides. One more time each side. You know what's gonna feel so good in a minute? Less than a minute. It's getting straight in your legs. Big inhale into your low back here. And then go ahead and come back to center. Straighten up your legs. Heel toe your feet together. Standing at the front of your mat now for a couple standing balances. So the first one will be ground down through your right leg. Lift the left knee so that it's in line with your left hip. And then hold onto the outside, or I should say press onto the outside of your left knee with your right hand. Have your left thumb in your left hip crease to draw that hip down. So you're actively pressing your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. From here, coming into a thoracic twist, so lifting low belly away from pubic bone, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, and then exhale, twisting around to the left. Press your hand into your knee and your knee into your hand. So there's a lot of strength in the legs going on here as you twist. And then inhale, come on back to center. From here, grab the outside edge, so the pinky side of your foot with both hands for standing pigeon. In standing pigeon, reach the left hip crease down, and then bring the heel of your left foot as high up as you can get it. And once it's as high as it'll go, start to bend your elbows to pull that foot in towards your torso, towards your belly, your ribs, your sternum. Find your breath. So using the rhythm and the soothing of the breath to steady your nervous system and your self-regulation. See if that helps to steady the balance. From here, stepping the left foot back for warrior two. Reverse warrior variation. So bring your right arm, your right forearm along your low back, and then grab onto your shirt or your waistband of your pants or your hip, pressing, using the right forearm to press the tailbone down and lengthen your low back. From here, inhale, reach the left arm up, and then exhale, coming into reverse warrior. Bring the left hand to the left hip just for a moment. Rebend your front knee. Inhale, roll your chest and the front of your right shoulder towards the ceiling. From here, wrap your arm around the front of your ribs and grab onto the right side of your ribs with your left palm. Rebend your front knee. Inhale, bring your ribs up towards your hands a little bit more until you really start to feel your obliques working. Exhale, relax your neck. Inhale, press your breath up underneath your left hand. Exhale, rebend your front knee. And then inhale, come on up. Warrior two. And then side angle variation. This time the left forearm comes across the low back. Grab onto your shirt, your waistband, or your leg with the left hand. From here, inhale, and then exhale, bring the right hand down to your block or the ground. Inhale, roll your chest and the front of the left shoulder open. Exhale, relax your neck. Press strongly through the outside edge of your back foot. If you have farther to go from here, you're coming into a bind. So reaching the right arm under, clasping hands. If that's not accessible in your shoulders, stay in the previous variation. If you're in the bind, inhale, roll the chest back open, lay back against your legs. Find your breath with this open heart. Notice if you're home in your body or if your mind has taken you off on a detour. Bring yourself back to home. Feeling all of the sensation that this pose brings out in your body. One more huge inhale here. Gently release the arms. Exhale back into warrior two. Stay in warrior two. Eagle arms. Bring the right elbow over the left. And then maybe clasping forearms, maybe clasping hands. Strong lines of energy in your legs. Press elbows away from chest and reach fingertips skyward. You might stay here, lifting the right ribs up and away from the right hip. If you have farther to go, exhale and fold forward in between your legs. Legs stay in warrior. Elbows reach towards the ground, head and neck relax. Huge inhale into the back of your heart. Feel around in there with your breath, finding out if you're getting any more open or accessible in that back door of your heart. Exhale, release your arms, stay in forward fold, straighten your legs, straddle forward fold, so toes, both toes point forwards. The next pose is called spine effects. You can either use your block underneath your right hand or bring your right hand to the floor in between, in the middle of your body. From here, inhale, reach the left fingertips skyward. And then on exhale, left arm comes across your low back and grabs onto your waistband, your shirt, or your right thigh. Rolling the chest skyward. Go ahead and take your gaze up towards the sky for this one. Feeling for the opening and lengthening in the hamstrings, which you're gonna need in a little bit. Exhale, release that side. So second side for spine effects. Left hand down. Inhale, reach the right fingertips skyward. And then exhale, drape the hand across your low back. Find your waistband or your thigh on the second side. Rolling the front of your right shoulder up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and look up towards the ceiling, or practice this with a relaxed neck if you need more release and opening in those neck muscles. Huge inhale into the front of the right shoulder, front of your chest, front of your heart. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come on up. Heel, toe, feet together. Second side. Root down through the left foot. Oh, I am sweating. Root down through the left foot. Right knee comes out in front of you. You'll hook your right thumb into your right hip crease to draw the right hip crease down, and then left hand to the outside of the left knee. From here, pull your belly up away from pubic bone, and then ribs up away from belly. Exhale, finding your way into a spinal twist. Your choice tonight if you want to keep your chin in line with your sternum, or if it feels good to bring your neck into the twist and look back over your back arm. Noticing where you bring your head and your gaze will change the balance of the pose. From here, standing pigeon, hands come to the outside edge of your right foot. Lift the foot as high as it will go, and then bend the elbows as you send the right hip crease down, standing pigeon. Inhale here, lift your collarbones, lift your chest, reach your tailbone down, and then exhale, smoothly be clunk free as you step back into warrior two. Setting up for reverse warrior. Bring the left forearm across the low back, and then grabbing onto your waistband, your shirt, whatever you can find there. Inhale, lift the low belly again up and away from pelvis, deep bend in the front knee, and then exhale. To start, bring your right hand onto your right hip to get yourself into reverse warrior. Ground down through the outside edge of the back foot, press into the front foot as well. Active, strong lines of energy in both feet. Bring the arm around the front of your body so that your right palm finds your left ribs. And then to really engage your obliques, lift your rib cage up a ways until you feel that sweet spot where your obliques start like trembling. And stay there. Use your hands on the left side of your ribs to guide your breath in there, so that each breath is helping to stretch and open the intercostal muscles of your rib cage. One more huge inhale here, and then come on up. Back through warrior two. Bring the right arm across your low back. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reach your tailbone down, and then exhale, left hand comes to the floor or to your block. You could have your block on the inside of your left foot for a little more length. Stay here, or if you have farther to go, coming into a bind, reaching the bottom arm underneath your thigh. Laying yourself back against your leg, rolling shoulders open, neck is relaxed. Find a steady, almost not still, but anchored place in this pose. And then reconnect to your breath. Reconnect to your intention for your practice of being in feeling,
and taking a break from the thinking mind. One more huge inhale here, rolling towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Back up into warrior two. Eagle warrior. Cross left elbow over right. Cross forearms, maybe cross wrists. Press the elbows out away from your chest. Reach the fingers skyward. Strong legs, strong hips. Activate your glutes and reach your tailbone towards the ground to keep the low back long. You can either stay here if you've got farther to go. Exhale, come forward into forward fold. Reaching elbows towards the ground. Legs might be shaking. That means you're building and creating a lot of beautiful, juicy energy for your life. So just drink that in with your breath. And go ahead and unwind your arms, hands come to the ground. Walk yourself back into forward fold. Coming into flank stretch. Walk both hands over to the right. Right hand comes onto right ankle, left hand maybe comes on top of it. Bend the left elbow down and arch your ribs away from your hands. Let the head and the neck go. Stay in the pose. Use this opportunity to regroup with your breath. Take a big inhale and let your next exhale sigh out through your mouth. Walking your hands over to the other side. Right hand to left ankle, left hand on top of it. Bend the right elbow, arch your ribs away from your hands. Let the head and neck go. What does it feel like to feed your breath in this pose in a nourishing way? Just like you would find sustenance from your food. What does it feel like when you can fully feel into the sustenance that your breath brings to your body? Gently release from there. Hands come back onto your hips. Come on up to standing. And then heel toe the feet back together. Whew. Sit down on your mat. The next pose is called pin feather. Stage one of pin feather, you'll bend your left knee and then put your right ankle over it. So bend the left knee and put the right ankle over it. This is stage one. You might stay right here. If you have farther to go, hook your right elbow around the foot, pull the foot in. Maybe you just use your hands. Bring your hands around the foot and then pull the foot in towards the sternum, just like you were in standing pigeon, except now you're sitting. This might be where you stay. If you have farther to go, straighten the left leg off the floor. And then if you have farther to go, circling the left leg. Uses a lot of core and hip strength. And then switch directions of your circle. Wherever you are, make sure you're feeding yourself with your breath. Go ahead and put that foot down. And come back through stage one. And then set your feet down. Second side. Right foot is on the floor. Left ankle comes across. And this might be A beautiful edge for you to stay at with hip stretching and opening. If you stay here, you want to keep pulling the belly towards the right thigh, lengthening your back. If you have farther to go, you're going to grab the pinky edge of your foot and then bring the foot in towards the sternum, keeping it up high. You might stay here. Lots of core strength is being recruited to stay here. If you have farther to go, straighten the other leg. And then you've got 3 circles in each direction. Don't cheat yourself of any mobility, so you want to bring your leg in a full 360 here. Keep pulling belly towards the foot, sternum towards the foot. And when you're even on both sides, you'll set that foot down. Set both feet down. The next pose is sundial. For sundial, have a quick look up here. You'll bring one leg in like you're just in a simple cross-legged position. And then have your strap near in case you need it, and you'll need to make a small loop with your strap, small enough to loop your strap around your ankle. All right. From here, keep watching me, and then you'll get to come into the pose. So stage 1 is really just to bring your foot back into that pigeon prep. If you have farther to go, the leg comes up and over the arm or the shoulder. And this might be enough on your back, enough stretch on your low back, and this is where you'll stay. If you have farther to go, one hand reaches down, the other hand grabs the strap, and you can come into sundial. If you don't need the strap, you'll have your hand to the outside of the foot and come on into sundial. Okay? So let's come into that together, and there should be a stage of that that works for everyone. Bring your left heel into your groin and find your breath. Loop your strap around your ankle in case you need it. From here, bring the right foot into pigeon with the foot pulling in towards the sternum. If you have farther to go, it's gonna feel like you're putting on the strap from a backpack. Grab onto the outside edge of your right foot with your left hand. The right hand comes onto underneath the calf, and you're gonna bring the right calf up and over your shoulder. You're wearing a backpack. This might be where you stay, reaching the right sit bone towards the ground. Yeah. If you have farther to go, the right hand comes down, the leg straightens any amount. Chest rolls skyward, and you breathe. Wherever you are, take 3 more tremendous breaths. Using your breath to fill in the space that you've created in your body through this practice. Especially feeling into how much more access and opening you have in the low back and the sides of the ribs. Gently unwind from sundial, and we'll switch sides. So unloop the strap from your right ankle and bring your loop around your left ankle if you're using a strap. If you're not using a strap, don't worry about it. Second side, the right heel comes into the groin. So you're in a half cross-legged position. And then bring your foot into pigeon. Elbows bend deeply to pull the foot in towards the sternum. If you have farther to go, so you can always stay right here at this stage. If you have farther to go, grab the outside edge of the foot with the opposite hand. Left hand comes underneath left calf. You're just gonna bring that leg over your shoulder or upper arm like you were putting on a backpack. This might be as far as you go. This is beautiful opening for the hip and the low back. If you have farther to go, using your strap or not, straightening the leg any amount, rolling your chest, your torso up towards the sky, lay your head back, and then breathe, especially through the right side of your ribs and your chest. Close your eyes and find out if with your eyes closed, can you feel and discern more clearly inside. On the next exhale, gently release, unwinding from your sundial. And then lay yourself back for Shavasana. Doing any final twists or, I don't know, leg, hip stretches that feel good for you. And then once you've laid yourself down, sort of worked out those final kinks, allow yourself to lay back and completely surrender and release your muscles and your bones to the floor. Reconnecting to that sense of relationship with the earth that you're on. Feeling underneath your bones, underneath your tissues, for that unique place on the planet that is holding your body. Coming back to that word, eco, which means home. The two homes that you have wherever you go, the earth and your body. Feeling for the connection and co-regulation of your breath and your bodily rhythms with the rhythm, the phase of the earth and the sky and the cosmos. We are in the middle phase of a waxing moon, right in the middle, so halfway towards full. A great time of possibility and sort of seizing your creativity, intuition, and imagination for new projects, new growth, new seeds you want to plant. So staying with this intimate connection between your body and the earth body upon which you're laying. Staying deeply connected to your breath, feeling whether it's any easier after your practice to get a really big, deep breath all the way through your core. That area of space from the top of your skull to the bottom of your pelvis. Just laying here so that you can absorb and assimilate and uptake the nutrients from your practice. This yoga practice, this sacred time of returning and being in relationship with our planetary home and our bodily home, so that the innate intelligence and wisdom for nature and body can be listened for and heard. Have another quote from the book Untamed by Glennon Doyle that I'm reading. She says, "I want us to feel it all, taste it all, and try and fail and love and lose all of it without losing ourselves. I want us to cultivate a home inside ourselves so wide and deep and steady and real that we can experience all of life out there and know that we have a safe place to return to forever. We must become our own safe space, our own returning." Using your final breaths here in Shavasana to really welcome your tender heart, your love and your spirit back into your body and back into your home. And if that's like too advanced for tonight, because your spirit maybe left your body a long time ago because of whatever experiences or trauma drove it out of there, right? Then you just use these breaths to put out the call for your spirit to come home. Let us be our own returning. So we're an hour and a half in, and that was a really deep opening practice. I welcome and invite you to stay in Shavasana pose for as long as it feels beneficial. Every breath is an opportunity to release and expand even more deeply. For everyone else, coming gently out of Shavasana, gently rebend your knees 1 foot at a time, coming to the floor. Make sure that you continue to give yourself breath support as you transition and roll over onto one side. And pause on your side for a breath or two. And then using the strength and power of your arms to press yourself back up to sitting. And once you've found your way back up, roll the palms open. And with your palms open, reach the arms overhead like you're drawing in the energy and the benefits from your practice. Palms come together. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
I'm just hitting